Alright, let's go ahead and get started on the channel plate now. The channel plate has some more angles, basically the same thing, same application as you've been doing on the other drawings. The drawing can still be set up with the same intersection in this lower left hand corner as 0, 0. So for this one, something that does change is the way that the dimensions are given to you. They're given to you with a length and an angle. So there's a little math that you need to know. We'll just stick this on here. So what you need to know is when you're given an angle that is 45 degrees, if they give you the dimension of one leg at 1/8 of an inch, then because this is 45 degrees, you will know that this dimension is also 0.125 or 1/8 of an inch. So knowing this, when we look at our drawing over here, we can look at some of these points right here where that's 0.125, 45 degree angle. We also know that this leg is 0.125. Okay, so we're going to start this one off in the lower left hand corner. Some people like to draw a box all the way around and then come back and do the little angles. That is an option. I like to just go ahead and start with like the angle. I'm gonna walk through this with you. A quarter of an inch minus 1.25. That leaves us with 1 inch here. And then this one, if we look at the dimensions here, this is 45 degrees. So I'm gonna have to look and do some math here. So this is 1.5 inches down here. 1.5 inches at the top, so then that means that this leg right here is 0.25. So this piece is symmetrical top to bottom, so this is all, there we go, I didn't even pay attention to that. So that's also 1.25, so that means that this dimension is 0.25. In the up direction, that's 0.225. They give us the overall as 0.375, so we can figure out that distance as well. So I'm going to start this one off. I'm not going to finish the entire thing for you. I want to just help you get started on the drawing and then let you finish this one. So first I'm going to do is look at the values. So since I've got some of these numbers here going down to the closest 1/8 of an inch, I'm going to set my snap settings to 0.125 this time. Let me delete that. How did that happen? Here we go. And come over here, 1, 2, hit tab, and set that up. And now I have 1/8 of an inch. So I've got my 0, 0 started here. I'm going to go back to my 0, 0 point. My ortho is on. My dynamic input is on. Snap is on. Grid is on. So now I can just pull the mouse and draw the lengths of the lines. So that's over 1/4 of an inch, over 1 inch, over 1/4 of an inch, up 1/4 of an inch, and then I'm just going to go ahead and go back to that 1/4 of an inch mark. Hit the escape button to get out of the command. I'm going to right click and go back to repeat line and start back right here. And we know this is 1/8 of an inch over 1/2. And I'm going to stop right there because I need to figure out that dimension. Okay, so I'm going to take those two, draw a crossing window around it, hit my delete button, come back over here. We know this is up 0.25. I'm going to type that in. You can just drag it if you want. Sometimes old habits are hard to break. Delete that. Go back to line. Up 0.75. Okay. Up 0.25. Over 0.25. Back down to my angle. Okay, and draw a line from here over 1 inch, my 0.25 on my angle, and down 0.25, and that'll give me my 45 degree angle. So I'm going to erase those two. Alright, so that'll get me started. Things that you're going to have to be looking out for. This unknown dimension, I'm going to let you calculate that one. You've got an unknown dimension right here. I'll let you calculate that one. Pay attention to whatever dimensions you're given. You've been given the overall dimension. You know the length of this, You should know the length over here, let you calculate that. And working vertical as well, you should be able to calculate the missing dimension. So that's a quick little video to get you started on the channel plate.